everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. We're doing a daily run today. We're Blue Baby. We're going to Mom's Heart. You know, the dailies have been a bit of a mixed bag so far. My favorite daily, wow, what a coincidence right there. Lucky us. All right, we get to use the poop twice. Amazing. What is this? I'm trying to think of, what would be a day in which you would poop 2 times? Free Slurpee day at 7-Eleven? Kind of gross. Anyway, I forgot, the dailies have been a bit of a mixed bag so far. Allow me to pivot off of that incredibly gross pseudo-anecdote there. It's not really an anecdote of mine. I've never been to Free Slurpee day. I think, I don't know, there used to be a 7-Eleven very, very, very close to the house I lived in when I went to university. And it was the summer of love, baby. There was mailed out coupons to get Big Bite hot dogs for like 75 cents each. So we used to take them up on that offer, you know, regularly. And then, I'm not saying we shut it down, obviously that's ridiculous. But like a short time later, the 7-Eleven shut down. And that was like, it wasn't 10 years ago, but it's got to be like 8. Maybe like 6. And since then, it has just been a big gravel square close to the, you know, north end of my hometown's downtown area. Dude, this is a great run so far. We followed the, like, exact flow chart that you would follow for an Isaac run, and we're loving life. Where do you go on Mom's Heart? Because you don't go, yeah, we'll try it. You don't go to Hush, because Hush does not appear unless the run is guaranteed to go past it. So this is what I was going to mention, is that I've been... That was terrible. I've been trying to remind myself, I guess you still look for AWA's self-sacrifice or something like that, or shovel self-sacrifice would work just as well. Alright. Well, we'll see. For now, we don't have to worry about it too much, but you know, you always want to have a plan for what to do. You know, it's like, as a kid, not even as a kid, even now as an adult, I never understood the value of planning. It's taken me a while to get there. You know what, and you know, you're gonna hate this anecdote, but you know what really tipped me off to the value of planning? Was, programming, where, you know, we were working on a tiny little application, no big deal, you know, you write a couple of methods, you keep it in your head, you know where you're going. Oh, we're safe, we're safe. We're safe. But if you're writing something big, if you take, like, you know, a couple of minutes or even an hour, and you write out on, like, a piece of paper, okay, like, this is gonna do this, and then that's gonna hook into here, and we're gonna call it from here, and then, you know, you get the idea. I'm not gonna belabor the point, mostly because I don't understand. After you get that sorted, it's way easier. And I think that's where school has done us a disservice. I don't know if you guys feel the same about this. Dude, I would love a key, please. But whenever, like, they had to write essays in middle school and even high school, they'd always make you do, like, a 3-step process. You start by having to do, like, a little, like a brainstorm, which was like a mind map. And it always had, like, the topic in the I don't believe in the value of the mind map, and it might work for some people. We're definitely going to take Squeezy, of course, because we need the fodder for the deal with the devil here. And we're not going to take that. Now, what I am going to do, at the risk of being a complete fool, is open this. I wanted it to be a key, and it was not. But we could still get there. Give me a moment here. Crap. I'm still going to try. Because I don't think that can be our secret room over there. Because it's adjacent to a tiny room. Well, still, consumable-wise, I think it's turned out okay. We got a luck upgrade as well. I don't want to insult the mind map. The mind map may work for some people. For whatever reason, not my style, right? Genuinely just trying to figure out where the secret room could be. Because it can't be on the left here for multiple reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and guess, and I normally wouldn't do this except for the fact that it's a daily, and also, as of right now, we're missing out on our item room, which is critical. There's our secret room. Speed. we can't be mad. Things have still worked out really nicely for us in this floor. But if I could go back in time, what a tale my thoughts would tell. Just like a old time daily, or a tale from a wishing well. Yeah, I never understood the value of the mind map, is what I'm saying. If I go back in time, I wouldn't open the golden chest on the earlier floor, but keep in mind, or on the earlier room, but keep in mind, we did get coin bag from it, sack of pennies, which actually is like an okay item to begin with. Possibly, you know, the kind of caliber you'd expect to get from an item room on like an average run. And then on top of that, nah, I think we're happy with this. On top of that, everything else that we got was great as well. So I'm just gonna pop this down and not play it, and we'll try to maybe blow it up later if we get enough bombs. This run is very good. As of right now, at least. I never understood the value of the mind map. I understand the value of brainstorming, because brainstorming is just planning. But I don't understand the value of a mind map. As opposed to just like writing a list. And I know that it was meant to teach us the value. Thank you, Infamy. That was a bad dodge. It's meant to teach us the value of brainstorming. But I feel like my school's, and I can't speak to your school, of course, but my school's over-reliance on the mind map as the canonical way to brainstorm was doing us all a disservice later in life, you know? I don't know, maybe this does happen at a corporate industrial enterprise level, but, you know, as soon as they go, okay, we need to improve our synergy in this area in order to, oh, the supply chain is costing us too much money, how do we simplify that? And then the CEO gets up and, you know, puts supply chain in a big bubble in the center of a whiteboard and then goes, all right, everybody, what are some words related to supply chain? Overhead. Okay, that's good, overhead, so we'll make a little bubble for that. Oh, but does that deserve its own bubble off of overhead, or is it a sub-bubble of overhead? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about that damage, okay? That's very bad, I'll admit. But it only defines our run if we allow it to define our run. We can recover. You know what was the most frustrating? It's almost tempting to take Dunce Cap, dude. You know what was the most frustrating part of writing essays? Is, and I don't know if you still have to do this. I hope you don't. I hope that they've freed you from this. The most frustrating part of writing essays by far is the concept of the rough copy. I understand the value of the rough copy. You know what? We'd actually definitely rather have Lemon Mishaps, so... And the soul is huge. You know, the rough copy, if somehow this doesn't exist to the same extent anymore, I have to imagine if you're of the age where you're watching these videos, you probably, even if they don't exist anymore, you at least encountered it, you know, earlier in your Scholastic career. It's basically like after you finished your mind melding, or your mind mapping, I should say, you wrote the entire essay, and then you edited it, and then you wrote it again. You have to understand, this is why I will always appreciate the value of technology, even as the algorithm determines, you know, the scope of modern life in a very troubling fashion. We'll probably use Black Rune there. This is incredible. Very, very good daily, dude. Because he used to have to write everything twice. And it was always a pain in the butt, because... I don't know about you guys, but it would... Oftentimes, my rough copy, you know, I'd pass it in for editing, and then the teacher would be like, yeah, it's good, but 2 words are spelled wrong. And I'd be like, you know, can I just cross them out and then hand you this? And she's like, nah, because now you've got to write it over in pen. Why? Why? You know what? I'm actually going to be a little weird here. I'm going to play this and hope for a bomb. Not a wise decision, a decision that's going to mill some time out of this run, but our luck is above 0 at least. Please, Lord, just, I want the bomb so that I can do the mob trap room. I'm willing to go to 20 cents. That's fine. I'm willing to go to 15 cents. Please. If you still have to do a rough copy, that's fine. I just hope that it's like 95% digital now. Thank you, thank you. It might seem like a bad investment. I'm okay with this. I just hope that it's digital now. I hope you don't have to consistently write in longhand over and over and over what you're doing. Because, like, that, I feel for you, dude. That's an antiquated model of how to, like, do discourse in the modern era. If you're still stuck in that rough copy life, sorry, did I say the word weird? It felt like I did. Then I feel bad for you. It's not like I'm trying to brag that I haven't written a rough copy in, like, 10 years. I'm just saying. That's why in college it was nice. Because, like, I did have to take a couple of English. I took an English class and I took a classics class in university. And you know what? If I could recommend it, if you already know that you don't like, you have no interest in this subject whatsoever, sure. I think it's a bummer that you're forced to take English classes. And I think that the university's assertion that, we make well-rounded individuals, that's why we force all of our engineers to read, the Brothers Karamazov. To me, it doesn't hold water, but I'm also not, an educator, at least not to that degree. So I can't speak to that. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, but I'll admit, it does kind of suck for you. Now, what are we going to do here? We're going to blow this up. However, I will say, if you like to read... I just ruined my hearts card for no reason. I'm happy for Champion Belt, though. If you like to read, take an English class as one of your electives. I know there's always cool electives, like, well, the history of pop music. I took that one. But looking back, and I only, sadly, I only appreciate it in hindsight as much, but looking back, having a class where they're like, hey, here's a great book. Now you have somebody on your butt telling you to read it. And then probably write an essay about it. Was actually kind of nice. I used to love reading. I read, if you want a very nerdy story, I was an only child, and tablets, smartphones, etc. didn't exist back then. My parents used to be like, all right, it's bedtime. And then I would, like, have a flashlight under my bed and just read and be like, I'm getting away with something. I can't believe my parents don't know I'm staying awake. And meanwhile, I'm sure, like, when I got older, I was like, my parents definitely knew I was staying awake. They were just like, oh my god, our son is, like, reading and thinks that he's a badass. So, like, don't mess with a good thing, right? I haven't read a non-fiction book in, like, 2 years. And that's probably, somewhat sadly, like, on the recent side as far as, adults go. Well, there's some adults at least. And I've been watching all this Jeopardy. And to be honest, it's surrogated a way for me to want to read again. Because it's so easy to just be like, I don't have time. Reading a book takes a lot of... It takes a substantial amount of time just to get a story across. I'd rather just read forum posts. It's the modern American novel. But anyway, I forgot it's nice to read, to slowly digest the story over time. To pore over every single word so you're not missing anything. And we read some good books in the English class I was forced to take. Or not even books necessarily, but short stories in particular. Bartleby the Scrivener. The Brothers Karamazov. Basically the ones that I always mention. Candide. Kafka's The Metamorphosis. Stuff that otherwise, I don't know about you, but the odds of me... as an adult being like, I'm going to read Kafka's The Metamorphosis this weekend. I mean, it's only like 70 pages, but I'll probably be like, nah, dude, let's get started on Game of Thrones. And it's a landmark story, so to be kind of forced into that cultural relevancy is worth something. Dude, we're getting so many deals with the devil. I'm a very happy man. Now, we are going to look for secret rooms. I think we have a chance at a great ranking today. It will... Lucky us. It will to some extent, of course. I'm willing to hit it. Low, let's go. It will to some extent come down to our damage penalty, but I think we're definitely going to have an amazing chance to do boss rush. Damage is really good. DPS is really good. We're going to be ahead of schedule. That's fine by me. We've taken a few more hits than I'd like, but apart from that, dude, I'm feeling A-okay. That's like my New Year's... It's not really a New Year's resolution. It's the great thing about having your 30th birthday, like a month before New Year, is that I can kind of get those New Year's resolutions. I have a good impetus to get them started well in advance, And people rag on New Year's resolutions from time to time. I understand. It's like if something's worth doing, why not start doing it today? Of course. But like everybody can relate to that, right? I mean, come on, we're all adults here. You're 80% of the way through a semester, things haven't gotten as well as you would like them to. Do you say, I resolve to do as well as possible on the back half of this class? Probably not. Instead, you say, next semester, I'm going to be a good student again. Living that life right now. I can relate. I have my exam today. Instead, I'm doing my job. That being said, I think I'm ready. I don't really want Nun's Habit. I'm willing to shoot for the moon here. I don't really want Spider Mod. Don't really want Placebo. I'll take Fanny Pack. I think over time it will probably pay for itself. Maybe I should have spent the bomb to get that red chest. We are only 2 guppy items away. Man, this run is like we're destroying these enemies. This feels awesome. We would like a better spacebar item. Actually, to be honest, Placebo could have been it. How do we want to spit this out here? Probably like... That was actually really good. We only got 3 flies out of it, but now I have peace of mind. But anyway, you know, of course I got New Year's resolutions. My New Year's resolutions, I like to be open and intimate in these. I would definitely... Yet again, you know, I had the New Year's resolution to get a little healthier in 2018. It's worked and it hasn't worked, you know. Eating less meat, I'm not sure if it has much of a health benefit, but I think environmentally it's more conscious. I'm not judging. I mean, I ate bone marrow for my birthday. There's not too much. Bone marrow and a ribeye steak, there's not much that's meatier than that. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying, you know, we've taken steps there. Curtailed recreational adult beverage consumption. Was on a good exercise tip until I got struck with, I don't know, pneumonia or whatever the heck it was. But definitely there's work to be done on that. Also have things on my, you know, New Year's resolution list. I'd like to read more books. I'd like to become more well-read. What do I do with my leisure time right now? Well, not that much. Just because there's not that much of it. Maybe take a semester off school, rebalance that work-life balance, and also genuinely be nicer to people. I think in recent years I've had I don't want to say a temper. It's not the right way to put it, but more of a short fuse when it comes to dealing with people. And I know I've recognized what kind of triggers that and sets it off in me. So, you know, all that stuff is on the list. But it's also on the list immediately and permanently. And, I mean, I guess the spirit of adulthood to some extent is recognizing that, you know, even if you're making New Year's resolutions and goals, you're never going to be perfect. Dude, the deal with the devil is out of control. And life is kind of like, yeah, we'll take it. Just to make our deal with our boss rush that much easier on the next floor. Which we do have to kind of rush for, by the way, but we're right on schedule, but let's go fast. And Curse of the Blind, don't you dare screw us here. But, you know, it's recognizing that it's a permanent process, you know? You will die still having things on your mind, I'm sure. You're like, when I get out of this hospital, I'm finally gonna get 6-pack abs, you know? And that's the human life, I'm sure. Maybe. I don't know. Eve's mascara. How do I feel about it? I'm gonna spin it as a positive because it means that I think we're further away from the tier cap now, so there's more room to gain there. So I wouldn't say I'm happy. In fact, I was gonna mention the fact that I think that we could get screwed by Curse of the Blind. But you know what? As long as we're talking about it, it does make Pointy Rib a lot better. If we could get some form of invincibility so that we could get in there with Pointy Rib. Now we got Pointy Rib that has twice as much damage. Thank you, Infamy. That was always tough to dodge those shots, so I appreciate the help there. We're going to check real quick. No, it's definitely not a secret room. Do want this to be a secret room. Lovely. Now we get Curse Room access and hopefully Magic Mush, but it's a bit of a it's a bit of a fishing expedition. Plan C, what a horrible item. Okay. Remember, we're going to have to choose one of those 4 items on Boss Rush too, so terrible. I will say, I think we're in a pretty good position on this run score-wise. I think we've done well for ourselves. Just try not to squander it as we get further and further in here. I think the only thing I'll say on top of that, though, is that everybody playing this daily should be in, like, exactly the same position. Like, how do you... I guess we'll just check, but... How do you get to the point where this run doesn't look good, you know? Every deal with the devil is worked out and will work out for everybody. You get the gist of it. Anyway. I could spend a few bombs to get a lot of keys. It would be good from a point standpoint. Let's check for a second secret room just in case. Hey. And you know what? I'm willing to actually give this a chance. Certainly, I think that Locust of Death, probably better. The tower, not so much. We'll pop that as we leave here. Black Rune, amazingly good. So I'll right off the bat. I am looking, by the way, for maybe... You know what? I think I'd still rather have the Locust, but it's close. I'm looking for Crystal Ball, maybe, but I am willing to just give this a shot, like, as it is right now. But we got to be a little bit faster, maybe. 2 more. Okay, I'm out. And Black Rune is definitely what we want. So I'm going to Black Rune... without a doubt, I'm going to Black Rune... Boss Rush, because we're not going to know what the items are. I'd rather have guaranteed stats. Peep this very, very quickly. Grab it. It's the Pact, and I'm in love with the fact that that worked out. Polaroid is what we want. 4 statistical improvements. I'm a happy man. I don't even know what they were. The stats ups, that is. But I'm happy for their existence nonetheless. Now we pop this. 29 damage, 10 rate of fire. So for us, I'm trying to strike a balance here. And this might be the thing that gives me a modest advantage, maybe. But I'm trying to strike a balance between Pointy Rib and Caution. Because Pointy Rib is actually, with 30 damage, Pointy Rib is something that you can't ignore. We did get hit there. That was dumb. Got a little too aggressive. But Pointy Rib killed Mega Fatty in like no time flat. And it will do the same for most of these guys. So I actually think being aggro is very, you know, it's important here. Dude, this is going exceptionally well. Now, you are a bit of a problem. Really want to get this rib to hit you. Fantastic. Anyway, the whole spirit of my earlier discussion is just like... I don't know. I got reading on my mind. Not just because I'm, you know, it hurts me when people are like, "Oh, I'm Ryan. I'm 30 now. I got to start to read." It's not like that. It's because reading is like cool. And I'm not just saying that. You know what else is cool? Video games, but reading is also cool. I think it's like, don't you think it's kind of incredible? And this is a bit of an overly simplistic way to look at it, but like there's these stories, like if you think about like the Greek classics, like the plays of Sophocles, the dude wrote them like 2,000 and some years ago. They still are being taught today. They got relevant lessons. It makes Shakespeare look like you know, recent history, which I guess in some ways it is, but it depends on, I guess, your context, you know. It binds us with the, well, we might as well at least take it. It binds us with the people who came before us, because, you know, they were dealing with exactly the same things that we deal with, you know, pain and violence and war and crime and love and usury. Depends on some of the stories, they haven't made it. You know, only like 1 per century is really still being taught, but still, that's incredible. It's not like, well, now that I'm old, I gotta start doing crossword puzzles. It's not like that. It's more like, now that I'm older, I'm like, I'm not ashamed that I have wanted to do crossword puzzles since I've been, you know, 10 years old. Crossword puzzles are a lot of fun. Word searches miss me with that. If you gotta keep your brain sharp by doing word searches, by all means. I don't begrudge you that. But a word search is... I mean, you've seen me play video games. My eyes are not my strong suit. Although this run's looking pretty seamless so far. So you know, just to keep you in the context of this run. We have a choice, and this is a choice that's coming back to me now, like a Celine Dion song. You could either... Oh, I hate... This room's a little touchy. You could either... Well, let's see what we get here first, okay? I don't want to, like, bury the lead, but simultaneously. Yo. So unbelievably good. Certainly we'll start with Succubus, and then we'll take this. But I will take this as well, just to get us closer to Spun. We did lose Rate of Fire, but we gained some damage, at least. I know it looks like we gained 15. We didn't. That would be dope, but that's just because we're standing inside of Succubus. So I guess, in a way, we did gain 15 damage. But we have to make a decision. And the decision is very simple. Do you use the self-sacrifice room on this floor? What are the pros? Guaranteed access to the Lamb floor, which is the way that you want to finish this run to maximize your points regardless. Or do you risk it? Do you go down one extra floor? Thank you, Infamy. It was like impossible to dodge, more or less. Do you go down one extra floor in the hopes that there's a self-sacrifice room on that floor that you could still take advantage of? The downside is you might... Like, the risk is high. Because if you don't get a self-sacrifice room, you basically gave up your chance at a good leaderboard position. But the reward is also high. Most people, myself included, to spoil it for you, are probably going to take the guaranteed way out. Because it's safe money. That's fine. Dude, we are just killing these enemies so quickly. This Succubus is so good. Most people, myself included, are going to take... It's not really the easy way out. I mean, it's just more consistent. Now, basically, this is where a lot of people kind of reach like a love-hate thing with dailies, I think is fair to suggest. Do you love the fact that it comes down to a coin flip, more or less, whether or not you're going to have a chance to rank well today, or do you hate that? I kind of love it. I don't know what to say. I understand that the logical argument is that I should probably hate it. But I am what I am. So let's just extinguish these. Okay. So we didn't get much out of this room, but we did get the exploration bonus. I think if you were to, like, audit this run, we're in a good spot. Obviously, item-wise, I think that probably everybody's going to be in a similar spot. But damage penalty, I'd say we're probably doing better than average. I know that seems hard to believe. In terms of, like, speed, I think we're probably going faster than average. Consumables, I mean, and exploration, if you want to factor both of those together. I mean, we did find most of the secret rooms, including the second secret rooms. Please don't screw me on this one. Like, just give me, like, 1 or 2 spirit hearts. Thank you. That's all I could have asked for. Bombs? Bombs. So we should have enough. It might be modestly touchy. 7 spirit hearts? Let's go. That's a dream run. We spent 2,000 points to do this, but it's well worth it. So this, I stand by this. There's no way we could know, basically, whether or not we're going to get another chance at this. So we're definitely going to do this, and we're going to take every opportunity. Obviously, Guppy would be nice, but not compulsory. This is a good run, and I'll just call it, this is the most fun daily we've had. It has usurped the one where we accidentally ranked really well. And I like this daily because if anybody's posting in the Reddit threads, this daily sucks, something went wrong, honestly. Like, this is one where I don't even know how you could have missed the window, but you did somehow. The one thing, particularly, I could use for improvement right now is a different spacebar item. And, you know, we have had opportunities to take other ones. Book of Belial was somewhat useful, although not as useful as it needed, or as I thought it would be. for the boss rush, mostly because our damage was already incredible by that point. So, you know, not really complaining. But there are items that would fit the bill a little bit better now. And apart from this, like, I don't know, man. There's like nothing else for us to talk about on this run. There's no other means, as far as I can tell, for us to really change our fate. All we can do is minimize damage penalty. We can stop picking up items that we don't need. Maximize consumable bonus. You get the idea. It's really good. It's been a fun daily. When I think of dailies, this is what I want to think about. What I don't want to think about is it's International Fart Day, so you start with, you know, the bean and no HP, because haha. So, is this a secret room? That might not have found it, unfortunately. Better to be sure. Now, that was bad damage. We could have avoided that. But I want to see what you got in the vanity here. Vanity! I'm fine with this. Lemon Party, also fine. Are you a wizard? Not actually really that bad in the whole scheme of things. Just a bit slow. And it was this, and there was another run. Thanks for the telefrag. Another run somewhat recently that really is put into context, like how valuable Pointy Rib can be. Pardon me. The problem with Pointy Rib, that was an extremely loud cough. I promise you it wasn't directly into the microphone. The problem with Pointy Rib, if there is a problem, is that it's best on runs that are already great. So it doesn't pull you out of the doldrums, but it does make a great run that much greater. Especially if your damage stat is off the hook. I knew it. As soon as I saw him, like, post up, we're getting hit by that. So, damage penalty, I don't think it's been bad on this floor, but it's been worse than it necessarily needed to be, maybe. Iron Plate is unlikely to be worth the points, as, you know, as stupid as it makes me sound for saying that. We are looking for secret rooms just for exploration. Probably, it's becoming maybe a prohibitive investment, but... I don't know. I think we're good. Just do these last few rooms. It's always nice when a daily starts strong, dude. Like, by the way, will this be my 5th daily win in a row? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Have we lost a daily yet? I think we've beaten the run on every daily. We've lost to other players, without a doubt. That much is guaranteed. Alright. Only goal remaining. I'm going to be reasonable and say beat the lamb only getting hit one time. I think that's reasonable. Because as soon as we get invincibility... That was beautiful. And this guy's in the corner, which is, you know... I mean, I'm not sure if you've heard about him, but he's also in the spotlight, losing his religion. Easy. Easy fight. Grab this. We're free. I'm going to say top 200. Cracked crown. That must be 5 in a row. 13th on score. Oh my god. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Ooh, that's a well-deserved stretch. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Northernlion to be notified when I go live in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!